Hello everybody, thank you for coming to this week's video blog. My name is Robert Rico, California Realty Training. Thank you for coming this week. We want to share some stuff with you so you can understand the real estate industry better. The more you know, the more comfortable you are. The more comfortable you are, that's right, the more confident you become. Confidence is such a good thing. Confidence. You got to soothe confidence, all right? So let's make sure you get a few things straight when you get into this real estate career and you are comfortable with it. One of the things I want to talk about today is this. Let's talk about, for example, you buying a car, a used car. What's the first thing most people do when they buy a used car, huh? You don't just get in it, give the guy the money and take off. Most of the time we get in the car, or actually we take a mechanic there, have him kick the tires around, check the motor, right? We have somebody inspect it. Houses are almost the same exact thing. Now I want to talk today about a certain type of inspection, not your general home inspection, but a certain type of inspection that is crucial to the deal and can make or break a deal. What I'm talking about here is the wood destroying pest inspection, also known as the termite inspection, known as the what? The termite inspection. Now that's a huge deal. That's a huge part of the deal, part of the transaction. Ready? Let's back it up a little bit. Let's assume a buyer makes an offer on a seller's house. Hey, I'm gonna make an offer of $1 million, which is great, right? That's what they want, $1 million. Make an offer of $1 million, and the buyer's not foolish. The buyer says, however, I also want you, Mr. Seller, to provide me with a clear termite report. A clear termite report. Think about that. Now, what does that mean that the seller has to do? The seller has to go out and send a termite inspector to the property. Let's assume this room is the property. The inspector is going to go through this property thoroughly. I mean, many a time they have a little stick with a poker and they're poking the wood here and they're poking the wood there and they're going under the house. They're checking for termites. They're checking for dry rot. They're checking for fungus. They're checking for all that stuff in this huge unit, in this house. Now, the buyer agreed to buy this house if it was free and clear of termites, dry rot, or fungus. Got it? That was the agreement. They're going to buy this house on an account that it has a clear termite report. A clear termite report. So the inspector goes in there and they do find some termites. And they find some things that may in the future become a problem. Ready? Here comes the lesson. There's what we call Section 1 items, and this is what's called Section 2 items. Let's get these separated, right? Section 1 items and Section 2 items when it comes to a termite report. This is the lesson. Section 1 items. Actual evidence of termites, dry rot, or fungus today. It existed. The inspector went in there, he poked it, he touched it, he saw it, he smelled it, and he's determined that, yep, there it is. Those are termites. Oh yes, there it is. I see it. That's dry rot. Oh yes, there it is. That's fungus. These are dangerous items. He is going to put on his report. He's going to put on his report. He's going to say, yes, it exists. I'm going to call this a Section 1 item. Now, is that a big deal when you're buying a house? Would you dare close the deal knowing that there is evidence of current infestation of termites in the house? Section 1. Section 1. Something is wrong with the house when it comes to the wood, fungus, dry rot, termites. Who knows? But there's an issue there. Ready? Let's change the page. Now we have Section 2. The termite inspector waltzes to the house and he lollygags here and he lollygags there and he starts doing his termite report, his termite inspection, and he notices a few things, but it's not quite dry rot yet. It's not quite fungus yet. There aren't any infestation of termites yet, but it's showing that it can become that. It can develop to that situation in the future. No current evidence of infestation. Not today, but it looks like there's a hint that there might be an issue in the future. I'll give you an example. There's a sprinkler head. You guys know the sprinkler heads. There's a sprinkler head that pops up, and that sprinkler keeps hitting the wood siding of a house. Every morning it turns on at 5 a.m. It hits that siding of the house, the wood siding of the house, and it hasn't damaged it yet, but if they don't move that sprinkler soon, that wood siding will eventually become into dry rot. It will be damaged. It will be damaged wood, which then it would become a Section 1 item. In the future, it will become a Section, but today it's not. Today it's not damaged. Today it's not affected. Today it's only a Section 2 item. You see the difference? Section 1, it has been damaged. Over and out, it's done. There is the evidence. Section 2, not quite an issue yet, but it can be if adjustments aren't made. Are you with me? And that's big when it comes to negotiating. So your buyer makes an offer. Let's go back. Buyer makes an offer. Hey, listen, I want to make an offer on this house on account that the seller provides me with a home that has no Section 1 or Section 2 items on it. Now, is that reasonable? Is that a reasonable request? They want free and clear, no Section 1 and no Section 2 items. Yeah, that's reasonable. Nobody wants to buy a house with current infestation. But is it reasonable to ask for a seller, hey, and we also want you to be responsible for Section 2 items. Now, Section 2 items are in the future. Is it reasonable to go find the seller in the future, say, hey, come on back, you promised to fix this? They typically don't do that. Now, that's important. It's important to a buyer to say, hey, seller, the least you could do is hand over a house that's free and clear, that has no Section 1 items. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Section 2, chances are the seller won't even touch it. Okay, I hope you learned something today. Section 1, Section 2 items when it comes to the termite inspection. Hey, listen, if you have any questions regarding this stuff, it's good stuff. It's good stuff because you're going to need to know when it comes to negotiations. If your buyer says, hey, let's make an offer, but I want them to make sure there's no termites in this house, that's reasonable. You're going to write that down in your offer, all right? I hope you have a great day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. What are you waiting for? And we'll have to see you next week. Have a great day.